So here we are, and welcome back everyone to our second Let's Play A Whole New World in Update 3 Satisfactory. Now last week we covered the very basics, getting to our first space elevator level and building our first power plant with working pipes. Now today we have a lot to get through. Hopefully we'll get through it all, but no promises. First off, we're going to be looking at the research tree, hopefully unlocking the next space elevator tier, or at least building towards it, and with any luck crunching enough items to get enough coupons for Windows, whilst trying to make everything the neatest, most beautiful factory ever, although that's going to take much longer than this episode to do. So if you do enjoy this series, hit a thumbs up, and if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. Anyway, let's get started. So first off, I want to unlock underclocking and overclocking, and the new research tree in the MAM requires me to sacrifice 20 power shards, but 20 power shards is quite a lot early game. So let's turn those slugs into some slimy, shiny power shards. And it would also seem at this point that we also need to upgrade our power plants too, which is great because I wanted to actually make them look a bit neater after the last episode. Coming into this place, I've always wondered why I've gotten hurt here. Well, now I know. Moving on, looking at the power plant, it would seem that my initial worry of not enough water being transported to the power plants was thankfully incorrect. In actual fact, it would seem that there is not enough coal, so we're going to get this running, then link that second coal mine to the power plant and hopefully find ourselves without any more power issues. Well, at least for the time being. Now, with us back online, it's time to check the power shards. Now, whilst the slugs are getting squished to their pure energy form, let's do a little bit of research in the MAM. As you can see, the carapace and alien organs are quick to research and branch out into more technologies, which is a pretty nice visual representation. And now that we have our shards ready, we're just going to have to wait 5 minutes to unlock underclocking, which will boost our productivity, potentially. What? How many items? Great. Well, this could take a while. In fact, I don't think we'll be covering this in this episode, but we're going to get started on that smart plating and run this build that we actually showed in a video last week. We are actually tweaking this. We're going to underclock it now that we've unlocked underclocking, just so that everything is 100% productivity without any wastage, although I could actually do with those items. But now that it's running, we need to unlock automated wiring and look at developing our first steel factory. Now it looks like everything's about to get very complicated. Okay, so that's confirmed. We now need to create steel first, so that means more coal, which we will have to transport here, and more power plants and subsequently water. So let's get started. Now you can see it didn't take us long to add the 2 extra power plants, but I wasn't too happy without the walkways, as I kept falling through to the base foundations and getting trapped down there. So instead, I've played around with a top-fed style power plant, and the idea is that the water will be brought down through gravity, so we'll only be using a minimal amount of pumps. But eventually we've come up with this concept, and I quite like it, considering, especially early on in the game, at least until we can unlock some more decorational items. And it's going to do for now, but we're definitely going to have to expend outwards more so and redecorate with windows once we actually have enough coupons. Next up, we're going to have to find more coal in order to make steel, which means we're going to have to fight the alphas. Actually, maybe it's better to take the coward's way out. In fact, yes, it definitely is. So we're just going to place these mines and get the hell out of Dodge while we still can, as it doesn't take much to kill me. Now at this point, we have the option to either look for an iron node around here or drag coal back to our base. Now the latter is actually what we're probably going to be doing, That being said, having logged back into the game, the first problem I encounter is finding my body, you know, the one with all the stuff on it. Now, this bug is pretty frustrating. It's the one thing that's really annoying me actually about this game at the moment, because every time I log into the game, I have to hunt my own body down, and the only issue is, this time I only vaguely remember looking at a rock when I logged out, so this could take a while. Now, this particular move you saw was my new slide and shiv attack. It still needs a little work. Yeah, definitely needs a bit more work. So now that we're back alive and faced with the realistic belief that I will never find my old body, I've set out now collecting what items I do have, and will hopefully bring that coal all to my base so that we can begin the steel production. So with all the coal miners ready, all I need to do is connect the power, which I neglected to check whilst returning and looking for my hollow body. The good news is we have avoided those alphas and found some bauxite to research. Well, actually, we have found our body, and after killing myself, we have our stuff. Apparently, I was not hiding behind a rock after all. Well, anyways, back to work. Now, having laid the Mark 1 conveyor to my base and also sorting out the pure iron node coincidentally next door to the factory, it was time to lay down the factory's foundations and begin working on our foundries. That's quite a tongue twister. Factories, foundations, and foundries. So, 2 foundries later on, our factory was complete. Well, let's not go that far, not quite. But at this point, it did become blindingly obvious that I was going to need some better conveyors. Either I needed to mass produce Mark 2 conveyor belts or do the research for Mark 3. Now, between the advanced steel and the Mark 3 logistics, it was a tough choice, but Mark 3 logistics are going to greatly boost the steel factory's productivity and allow us to advance through to the other steel-based techs quickly. So with the intention of researching Logistics 3, we went back. Well, that was unplanned. It would seem that a sarlacc's throat has just gotten me. Damn it! Well, this time I'll be prepared. So, this time you won't trick me again. We've grabbed some foundations and we're going to place them around, and hopefully I will never fall through again. Although, Coffee Stains, if you do watch this, please do sort out that bug. You've got 2 in this one. Three bugs now. The gas that's too high, the falling through the floor, and also the respawn bug, which is just driving me insane. Now, after setting a very basic steel factory up, it's time for us to wait it out long enough to get the steel beams and pipes in order to expand on our logistics. And now that that's done, it's time to greatly increase our productivity by upgrading our belts and also researching advanced steel, and with it we can unlock the Mark II miners, which will allow us to extend our power plants, ready for the next episode's space elevator parts. So with all that said and done, we will be leaving it here for today. If you did enjoy the video, please do drop a thumbs up, and if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. I'm so sorry we haven't got further into the video. It's just, there was a lot when all was said and done looking at the space elevator and just getting prepped. But we will be going over it all. Everything is a mess, I will admit, at the moment, but don't worry, we will be fixing it all once we have the supplies. Anyway guys, if you did enjoy the video, please do drop a thumbs up, and if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. And as always, until next time, thank you so much for watching. Ciao for now.